Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central with me, Nayanthara Rai. Well, let's talk about a startup now that has gone in for a new fundraise, 45 crore rupees. But what makes it so special is that Reckitt Benckiser, the global giant that owns brands like Dettol, has given this startup a check. What's even more incredible is that this startup already had another global giant on board, which is Colgate. The company we're talking about is a Bombay Shaving company, and here is Shantanu, the co-founder, joining us right here. Hi, Shantanu. Thanks so much. Congratulations. You got big names on board. You, of course, have others like Nikhil Vohra, Six Sense, and all of that already as part of the Bombay Shaving company family. But this is a big one. Reckitt Benckiser, you already have Colgate. How are you going to manage both?
Oh, fabulous. I think this is, we're absolutely thrilled to get Reckitt Benckiser on our journey. What a privilege to associate with such a legacy business, globally iconic, marquee brands, and just the way they approached us, the way our wavelengths matched while figuring out how we will work together. Their approach to helping us build our company and being very open-hearted about the support they will provide was fantastic. We've had a great relationship with Colgate for 2 years, and it opened our eyes on how valuable a strategic investor is beyond the capital, and we were very happy to get Reckitt to join us as well. So just thrilled, absolutely.
Shantanu, I still want to understand how you're going to work with both together. What's going to happen if one disagrees with the other? Okay, that's putting it very simplistically, but you're going to have to keep both happy.
No, not at all, I think. So I think what this has taught me is that, one is every investment thesis and approach is unique. Like everyone invests with their own mandate, their own what excites them is unique. It may not be the same thing. Sometimes it is similar things. Sometimes it is not. Thematically, with Bombay Shaving Company, we have built up, a brand with equity. We are a young founding team. Our expertise in direct to consumer and e-commerce is quite apparent. So those are exciting things for investors. But I think we also provide, investors like Reckitt Benckiser and Colgate, and even the others that we have are long-term patient capital. Right? They're not here and now in their approach. They're not quarter on quarter in their approach. They're decades. They are companies that are 2 centuries plus old. Right? They have built categories. They have seen consumer life cycles span across generations. So with them, there is a sense that we are a 4-year-old company. So like we're not even toddlers. So for them, it is very patient, very long term. They want to work with us in building something with legacy, and in the process, they see us helping them in their own businesses in their own ways. So it's a step-by-step process. I think it's also a sign of a maturing ecosystem for startups in India to see 2 large global companies come together in one company like ours. So I think I'm hoping to see more of this happen. We saw it happen with Salesforce and Darwinbox last week. So I'm hoping this is just the start for other entrepreneurs also to raise from global companies.
Okay, so this is, I take your point. These are not short-term investors and all of that. So when you have a long-term strategy at play, and with 2 global giants that are century old, Colgate and Reckitt Benckiser, what is the game plan? Like new product development? Is it R&D? Is it to ride on that distribution? Is it to global? What is it?
So, our plans are independent of, Reckitt and Colgate in that way, right? So, we will use this capital on 3-4 fronts, right? Number one is just making sure Bombay Shaving Company continues its growth path. We're going to invest in marketing. We're going to invest significantly in offline and omni-channel distribution. We're going to invest significantly in our product development teams. I think innovation life cycles in India are becoming shorter and shorter. So we will be doing a lot of those investments for Bombay Shaving Company. In addition, we have built out this amazing engine from manufacturers to packaging providers to fragrance houses to data analytics and digital marketing to logistics and warehousing, that we feel that all of this engine being used only for Bombay Shaving Company is underutilization of the engine. So we are going to launch 3 brands in addition to Bombay Shaving Company this year, which will make us actually a house of brands rather than just a men's grooming brand. Specific to Bombay Shaving Company, I think strategic investors are hugely helpful in many things, right? They have distribution footprints which you can take advantage of. They have so much collective experience and expertise in categories, in building product lines, and also in marketing, right? They know how to do go to market. They know how to do brand management. For a young team which is 4 years old, these are invaluable lessons. I think the most important thing, these are all tactical things, but I think the most important thing that strategic investors help on, which a lot of founders underestimate, including myself when we started off with Colgate, is the value of long-term mentorship to a young team that senior executives can have, and the impact it has on the growth trajectory of our young team members, right? People who can problem solve like peers with really senior brand managers, really senior marketing directors, on something as simple as what should be the copy on the front of our charcoal face wash, for example, right? We've had people from Colgate come down and really help us think about it, what font to use, how to think about an offline shelf, how to think about a consumer eyesight at the 2 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet level, stuff like that, which we would never learn from anywhere else, right? So that's extremely crucial. And we are very the initial signs with Reckitt Benckiser are also very similar. They're very keen to get deeply involved with us. In fact, we had our first board meeting a few days back where their inputs were just rock solid for me and the leadership team. So I think across the board, our plans don't change. I mean, investors don't dictate our plans, but I think I'm very excited about the opportunities to go deep into the support that they can provide us. And we've had excellent experience in the past, and we are quite certain that it'll even get better with Reckitt Benckiser.
What is the question? A bit more about the 3 brands that'll fall under this house of brands. Is it all going to be for, let's say, personal grooming, primarily targeting men?
Yes, so there will be personal care brands. What we have realized is that in just the way China went from, in every category, China went from 3, 4, 5 big brands to now 1,000+ brands in most consumer categories because of the internet, right? It's easy for a brand to launch and through e-commerce and direct to consumer go to 10, $15 million revenue, which is quite sizable. So instead of having 5, 6 brands, I'm sure that the Indian consumer retail ecosystem will have 100 brands, 200 brands per category, which is why every category will get sharper and sharper with the subcategory definitions. So we will be in the personal care space, but right now we are in, Bombay Shaving Company's men and women products in shaving, bath and body, skincare, beard, etc. So we will be creating brands for specific subcategories. I can't discuss in a lot of detail what the exact brand name and what subcategory it will be because it's still under development. But that's broadly the thematic idea. Is we will get sharper with our positioning and targeting, and build out in the personal care space more brands.
Now, Bombay Shaving Company is seen as a niche player, a premium company. So when you do this, and especially with the new brand launches, etc., what's the idea? Are you going to look at premiumization, or do you want to go more affordable, or is it going to be a mix of both?
No, so I'm glad you say that we are a niche player, but we are actually not a niche player if you look at the numbers. We have upwards of 18% share in all stores, online and offline, where we are available. So 18% is by no means niche. We are viewed as a premium player, which is excellent. I think when your positioning is premium, but your price is mass premium, that is gold dust. And if you notice our offerings, whether it is our the shaving foams that we have launched, or our face washes or our hair oils, they are very competitive in pricing to some of the brands that are more available in in the Indian retail ecosystem. So we will be establishing ourselves more deeply in that way. We have positioned ourselves as a superfoods brand, right? Our products are built around superfoods. The core thesis is that if you can ingest it, you can apply it topically. So things like turmeric, coffee, onion, these superfoods are becoming core to our formulations, and that theme will also continue. So we will give offerings which are comparatively priced, available, but keep a brand positioning that lets consumers feel that they're using something that is carefully designed for them, which is a core design element of Bombay Shaving Company from the very beginning.
But I'm going to be honest with you here that yes, you are seen as a premium brand, and because of the name of the company as well, primarily, and that's how you started off from men's grooming, right? And shaving and all of that. But with work from home, Zoom calls, beards being in, has that impacted business?
Yeah, so I think COVID was fantastic. I mean, if there was any silver lining to a global tragedy which is as devastating as the pandemic, for us, touchwood, it actually was helpful. It created tailwinds for our business. Two, three reasons. Reason number one is just like this call, right? Many people are on calls where they only have to show their face. So their investment on making their face look good was higher, and they were spending less on clothes and shoes and stuff like that. So that was one. Second is, even if people are keeping beards, right? For example, I have a beard. I still have to shave my head. I have to shave my cheeks. I have to shave my neck. I have to trim my lips. So it's not like if I have a beard, I stop shaving entirely. I shave in different ways. And the younger consumers are becoming very conscious about these things. Even if they are keeping beard, they're keeping very well-groomed beards. So we realized that in the pandemic, we have to get into do-it-yourself kits. We gave consumers trimming kits for their beards, which were complementary to the shaving kits. We gave consumers face packs and face solutions for facials. So that worked out very well. The second thing is, a lot of consumers moved online for the first time across income groups, across urban and rural India. And for us, it is much easier to compete with large brands on a 5-inch screen as opposed to 2 million retail stores. So for us, it was great that consumers were buying online. They were discovering us. They found out about us. Our online skills are much more. We can wield a lot more muscle in online than in offline. So that way, it worked very well for us from a consumption and from a channel standpoint both.
Okay, I was talking more as a woman as well, right? Because either you wax or you don't wax.
Third highest selling product today is our women's shaving solutions. So in the middle of, and we have 50% of our team is women, right? And June, July, middle of lockdown, women don't want to go to waxing salons because they're obviously not safe, but they definitely want hair removal solutions. And we were like, we have great equity in shaving. Why don't we design a razor for women's shaving? And women's shaving from a design standpoint is very different from men's shaving, right? It is from down to up. So legs are shaved from down to up, as opposed to men with shaved top to bottom. Women's hair is thinner, sparser, but longer. They want anti-clog to be there. So the razor has to be very differently designed. We realized that in India, women's razors are basically men's razors, which are made pink and purple, which is just highly disrespectful to women in general. So we put in the effort, we launched our women's razors, and they have just shot through the roof, giving us a lot of confidence that Bombay Shaving Company can actually be a very cool women's shaving brand also, because that's where our equity is. So you're right. I mean, in that way, my wife Sakshi, for example, loves our shaving solutions, and she's she said that she's never going to go and wax again. So that's great.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. As a woman is what I should be saying. And good that you're keeping your wife happy too with the new shaving tool. With that, Shantanu, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Startup Central. Congratulations. No mean feat. You got Colgate and our Reckitt Benckiser on board. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short commercial break. A lot more coming up for you on the other side, including a management from the old company because it's a hot stock these days.